All things black with Garland and Calvin. I'm Calvin. He's Garland. Championship belt. But again, not here to talk about that. We're here to discuss Queen Sugar season 6, episode
Yes,
9. That's what
yes,
we're here to discuss.
yes. The return of
Tossing
blue.
Tossing in the Meadows was the title of it. And this is our pre recorded. So if you're watching this, this is pre recorded. You won't be able to do a live conversation with us, but definitely make comments. We can take a look at it and we can comment from our Facebook pages. So we'll take a look at that. But yeah, man, the return of Blue, Garland.
Return of blue. Come on home, blue. The return of our boy. That's what the episode should have been entitled. The return of blue.
As a
Because
matter of
blue
fact,
the
you know
only
what?
one that's making sense on the show.
Only well, actually, I think Darla's making sense. You know what? Let's just jump right into it right
Jump
now.
right into
So
it. Mm-hmm.
when the episode starts, we go through everybody in the family because they're all preparing to go to Darla's baby shower. So,
Right.
we start off with Darla and Rod. Darla gets him to sleep on the floor because it makes her feel better. I mean, they look like they got to sleep on the floor anyway because everything packed up. And right now, we don't know where they're going to live at anyway. So, hell, they might be on the floor somewhere
Right.
or on the ground.
Let's get
Then they,
used to
they
laying on the floor because that's
Exactly,
why they
exactly.
were
Might
doing
as
the
well get used to it.
right.
And then they give us some Micah and some Charlie, some mother son love, and
Mm-hmm.
Charlie feels like there might be something going on with Micah, but he says nothing going on, so no big deal. We see Prosper and his daughter. And Prosper's reassuring her that, hey, I love you. So it seems
Right,
like their relationship is strong, and she's a
right.
little nervous about going around the borderlands again. But he comforts her, you'll be fine, you'll be
Yeah.
fine. Now we start to get into a little bit of the story. We see Nova and her little sneaky link that she finally gonna take to the to the baby shower. But her sneaky link tells her that, hey, we did a little research here. We came
Right.
up with something. There might be something there. Now, here's my question, Garland.
Mm-hmm.
Landry said he want that land, or he's sending Rod to jail. If for whatever reason they're able to stop Landry from getting this land, ain't that lights out for Rod? What
That's
do you
what
think?
I think they forget about that. Maybe they forgot about that. That was the threat. I got you on tape, and I got you red-handed. Give me the land, or I go ahead and slide that tape on out, and you go ahead and go to jail. But everybody keep on trying to save this land instead of thinking about Raw. And so I'm kind of like, maybe they realized that Raw was finally they realized he was terrible at keeping the farm, and they don't care. They just need to go ahead and put him in jail and stuff because Ross, stop coming up with these ideas. Stop talking to your wife. Stop talking to Darla and getting this idea of, yo, the farm is gone, son. The land is gone, son. You need to look for some other land and move on. Blues Corner, all that's gone.
Exactly. I mean, later on at the baby shower, you got Raw Abernathy in there talking about, we need to
Ross
get
Abernathy.
we need to get together. We need to
We
get
got
together
to
and
get
get this.
together because the white man is
Exactly.
taking our diamonds. He's taking our oil. He's taking our land. He's taking everything. Yes.
Exactly. And then we can put our money together and we can get a co-op because if we buy it individually, what we gonna last for the harvest? One, two harvests. First of all, Rod, you ain't gonna last no harvest, so we
Right.
already know that. But if we put
Right.
it together, then Rod talking about we gonna put our money together. I was like, do Rod
So,
even got any money? Like,
don't y'all give Raw y'all money. If y'all ain't seen the last 4 seasons, y'all better not give Raw y'all money because Raw gonna mess that money up.
I have no idea. They the sneaky link got Nova looking into. They can make this a
Right.
burial site, a historic site, so you can't build on it. I don't know if
Right.
that means you can't farm on it, but maybe if they can make it into a museum or something, and maybe Rod can be a curator or something because he
Right.
damn sure ain't no farmer. But again, if they stop the Landrys from getting this land, Rod is going to jail. Did they
Rod going
forget?
to jail. And guess what, Calvin? In the previews, we see the old girl from the other season that was trying to build a highway. And so
Exactly.
Rod, go ahead, stay at Charlie's house. Charlie, get ready to go hit the road. And I was kind of sad because Davis wasn't there for the little joint and stuff. So I guess Davis, maybe he might be feeling some type of way. That's why maybe he, the WNBA season's over, and so Davis, where was you? And yeah, but yeah, don't y'all could do the co-op. Give the money to Prosper. Don't give that money to Rob.
Exactly. Even when Rob was talking to Blue, he took him out in the field to tell him what was going on. Even
Right.
Blue said, so what, Dad, the harvest ain't come in? Like Blue's so used to it. He's so used to it.
Blue was like, "Yo, just spit it out. You talking all of these
I
metaphors
know.
and similes and stuff. Dad, just did you mess up again? Dad, just tell
What's
me.
what's going on, Joe? Let me
Right?
know what's up, Joe.
What's up, Joe? What's going on, young? Tell me what happened, young. You talking all around here, yeah, and here, young. Tell me what's going on, young."
Hey, you see Blue got
Man,
the shape up. Now the front
he
ain't as
do. The
crispy
front
as
is
the
still
sides.
right, but the
Yeah,
sides
the
was.
sides a little more crispy. Hey, but he getting there. He
Yeah,
getting
he
there.
had he had a little jerry curl juice up in it. He had the roots and berries in it, so it looked like his hair was a little curly. Because I peeped it. That's the first thing I looked at. I was like, let me see Blue line up. Like, oh, okay, Blue. All right, Blue. You
He,
coming back? You talking like you real smart. Yeah, they took us to the National African American Museum, and I love my teacher. She's so nice. And uh I'm sorry, Mr. Prosper. Let me have that clothespin.
come come up off that clothespin, Joe.
Come on. Yeah, run that clothespin, John. Stamp. Hand it over, young.
Hey man. Well then let's go to Vi and to Hollywood here. So Vi was coming off, well, not coming off, but coming down from her illness, and
Right,
she
right,
seems to
right,
be relaxing. But you know, Hollywood's looking at his phone, laughing, and Vi like,
Who you
who you talking to? And
right.
when
You laughing
when
real
Hollywood
hard.
tell her, she like, so you still talking to that whole son? And he
Right.
like, I mean, I don't talk to him that much, but hey, he said this little day was a little funny. Hey. And she like, well, I guess it's all right. But as we see later on when they're at the baby shower and Darla and Charlie are talking about how it is when you're a new mother and the baby,
Right.
you see Vi feels a little left out, and then she sees
Because the
Hollywood
eggs dried up.
playing, yeah, Hollywood playing
Hmm.
with Blue, and she's looks like she's kind of worried. Is she either worried about Hollywood maybe leaving her, or maybe she should let Hollywood go so he can have some kids? What do you think?
I think she's worried about Hollywood's tight shirt. Do you ever notice the shirts that Hollywood wears are always
I
kind of
just,
small? Is it just me? As I was watching last night's episode, I was like, yo, why does it always look like Hollywood shirts are just a
just
little bit too small?
this is exactly why black people can't be serious. I'm sitting here trying to have a serious conversation. And here
I'm
he
sorry.
go.
I'm sorry. All right, now back to your question. Yeah, it's obvious, that Hollywood has these bonds with these little boys. He's like a mentor. He doesn't have a child of his. I don't think Hollywood has any children.
No, he
No,
does not.
yeah,
He
he
does
doesn't
not.
have any children and all. And so, you know, um, I don't know. I mean, but Vi, what you want to do? Pop out a baby? You can't have no baby. You gonna let him have a surrogate or something? You gonna find him a tenderoni so he can go ahead and give her some seed and she can go ahead and plant it. Don't let Ra handle the growth of that baby because we know. the baby gonna die if he's in charge of making sure
So
that it's planted and that it grows. And so, yeah, man, she is in that midlife crisis, and she's going through, and she has this younger guy, and how am I going to keep him attractive? How am I going to keep him near? And so, I think that's opening up a storyline maybe for next season of an adoption.
that's a good point, and it could be because it's one of the things that we notice that Vi has kind of scaled back being in people's business. She's over
Right.
explaining some things, but
Hmm.
she seems to be kind of in Hollywood's business. She already asked him once, and
Hmm.
Hollywood already told her, I'm good, like I'm
Right.
good, and but maybe she doesn't believe that. Maybe she doesn't want to, or maybe she loves him so much she doesn't want to deprive him of having that love of a child, But if and I'm assuming, and of course I don't. They've never said it, but I'm assuming Hollywood somewhere around our age. If you're our
Sure.
age and you're married to a woman and you see
Right.
kids, it's great to hang out and play with the kids.
Right.
But
Right.
nobody trying to take care of no babies at this age.
Right.
Like
Exactly. Hollywood ain't got no seed anyway, so
exactly, Hollywood, like, no, we good.
we good.
But
I just like
we'll
playing
see.
with them. Right.
Exactly. But we'll see. And like you said, it could be opening up for adoption.
Mhm.
And moving real back, you mentioned this, moving back real quick to Ron Dollar,
Mhm.
Vi and Charlie offered her and
Yeah.
Ralph to stay at their homes. Charlie had the what we would think is the better offer because you have the whole house to yourself.
Right.
Um, but Vi comes in with you have the room you can have, and you can have, and I'll be there. I can help with the baby. And Darla seems to want to take her up on that offer, which,
Mhm.
they're not new parents, but again, they are kind of new parents because, like Darla said, we really weren't there in the raising of Blue. So we could definitely use the help and use the advice and use all the love we can get. And I also think somewhere in the back of Darla's mind, she's like, you know what? Why don't I go ahead and stay with family? Because when Ralph Angel ass got to go to jail or he mess up again, I don't want to be sitting in the house all by myself. At least
Right.
I got some people
Right.
there with me. So, what do you think about that? Which choice would you take?
I don't know. I would go with the McMansion, with the beautiful home and all the amenities instead of living next to some sweet potato pies and Hollywood coming down the hall in his boxers. To me, that would be the better choice to take Charlie's place. But and also, Vi is wishy washy. She'll change up on you any minute. She try to steal that baby, so you're
Yes.
gonna get in the house. You see how she fiending over having a baby for Hollywood. She get up in there and steal that baby out the crib and be talking about this my child and stuff, and then faint with
Yes.
the baby and drop the baby on the floor because she got these fainting spells. And so yeah, I would have went with Charlie's crib because yeah, that's something that's really really nice. And but Vi, I think she's trying to make up for that whole Ralph Angel, you ain't no real man type of thing. And you got to go with where you're going to get the help and all. And so hopefully they don't turn into Condola and Lawrence and all with the baby and start acting all crazy and stuff. And I like, did you peep how Blue was talking about Kenya? I wonder where Kenya is. Did he take Kenya to DC with him?
The doll,
Yeah.
I don't think he did. No, he didn't. Because remember one time in one of the episodes, Rob picked it up and looked at it. There was an
Okay,
episode where I
okay,
believe he picked it
okay,
up and looked at it. If
okay.
I remember
Yeah,
correctly. If I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
correctly.
So Blue, he talking like about Kenya, like I don't need her no more. Like, yeah, I remember that time you had me sitting outside the liquor store looking like a crackhead with Kenya. And you over there about to rob the liquor store and whatnot, acting like a fool. So you still acting like a fool? That's why we gotta move. Blue, like, let me hurry get back to DC.
Exactly, exactly. Now I was a little surprised that when Darla presented it to Ra, that Ra wasn't like, how he usually, no, I'm gonna be able to trust me.
He's
I'm gonna get
the
it
eternal
myself.
no. Anything his
Exactly,
family want to do for him is nah.
exactly.
I'm
But
a man.
yeah, he seemed to have accepted this openly and willingly. But I agree with you. It's a whole different story when you're actually living with people. Like,
Right.
just to see
Right.
him and just to care for him. When you're living with them, it's a totally different story, and they'll
Exactly.
be living right under one another. So they
Right.
moving in with a whole family, and that's a whole lot different than moving in as an individual. You
Right.
moving in as an entire family. Now, with that being said, even moving into Charlie's home, it's all good until Charlie come back and be like, "Oh, I see y'all move my couch. Okay, like I said
Who
y'all can live here, not
who
rearrange this mug."
who moved the crystal vase? Who did that?
Why you talking about her teeth, man?
Let me stop because she's a beautiful woman, but who moved the crystal vase? That's what I
I
want to
mean,
know.
it's Sabretooth Charlie is very nice looking, very attractive. So stop talking about that. Stop talking about that. Speaking of Sabretooth Charlie, let's get into the final and the biggest storyline of this. So our guy, Micah X, because again, he comes in there and be like, yeah, yeah,
That's it.
that's
That's
real
it right there.
powerful. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's some good
Yeah.
stuff right there. But
Do that, son.
Micah's sitting down, and Nova has to come in, and who's actually great to talk to in this situation because of course she went through it herself.
Yeah, she
And
was
he's
fluid.
like,
Hmm.
yeah, he's like, I don't, it's not intimate, it's just
Hmm.
emotional. I mean, he got real Carl Thomas in there with the
Right.
whole emotional thing, but this is something that I definitely know you saw it coming. I thought about it a few seasons ago that he might be, but I thought he was proving me wrong. But
Right.
so it kind of makes sense how he jumped back last week when the guy touched him, because maybe or not maybe, he clearly said he wasn't really settled with his feelings. He doesn't know how he feels or knows what to do. What do you think about this? What do you think about him with the possible coming out on the episode?
You know, it's weird because I don't know, and he said it in the dialogue. I don't know if he necessarily feels sexual, but the closeness, Micah is like he's an only child, and to have this guy that's part of his life and this major influence on him that's getting him to do all of these different things and to really look outside the box. I think that's the thing that's very influential on him. And so I don't think it's a thing of coming out. I think it's just a thing of saying that I love you and you my boy, and that's cool. And I don't we don't have to be in a relationship. You my man, you mean a lot to me, and I'm not ashamed of you. And because I think for Mike, towards some point, it started to be a relationship of convenience in the sense of when people started to bring things up, and then once the larger community started to bring things up, he kind of like had to start thinking like, well, am I really on my boy's team? Am I on Isaiah's team? And so, even if he does come out and he said that he wants to be with him, that would be a shock for me because he's always been totally in heterosexual relationships. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, that would be mega. That would be mega. But I'm thinking that it's just more along the lines of that, you really mean a lot to me, and I want to make sure that we, cherish our friendship.
Yeah, it's and you may have a good point, because I actually think he's leaning towards, even though he says it's emotional, I think he's leaning more towards attraction.
Wow.
And he,
Okay.
yeah, and like you said, not necessarily physical, but
Hmm.
his father has never really been there for him. It's
Right.
always been his mom. So the only real emotional security and protection that he may have had is with his mom.
Hmm.
So I think with this guy, and like you said, he's showing them things they can relate on, so many different things. He's also allowing Micah to show him things, and for Micah to be his security and protection. I think that attraction that he's having is definitely emotional, and he wants to be around him more, but he's just a little lost in his feelings. Like, do I like you because we're just friends, like you're my
Right.
homeboy, or do I want to hug you and hold you, like when he was nestled in his shoulder with the picture? Like, do I want that? Do I enjoy that? So I think he's struggling with that
Mhm.
now. When he put the food on his door and wrote, just in case you
Right.
get hungry. I read it. That's how I read it. Just in case you get hungry, here's some food. And
Right. You
then
want to
as
bite.
as he was walking away and looking out the door, all I could hear was, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?" That's all. I don't know why that song was running in my head, but that's
You think
all
he
I
gonna be
could
doing
hear.
like working on a clay head of Isaiah? Like, I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile. If y'all, we're talking about the video. Go look up the video on YouTube. And it's, I want to tell you so much. I love you.
Hey, remember, and the girl was blind in the video.
Yes,
Shout
she was
out
blind.
to
That's what I was doing.
shout out to Lionel Richie back in the 80s and 90s. Y'all, if y'all don't know about Lionel Richie's solo album, y'all, hey,
Yo,
Commodores were great, but when Lionel went solo, he came out with "Hello." Shout out to
right.
MTV for playing Lionel
Bro,
Richie.
I had the little girlfriend, and that was our little love song. Hello. I remember seeing that video on Friday night videos because we had cable in the city for a minute. So that's the only time we got to see videos was Friday
Listen,
night videos.
I knew the song was hot when he switched it up on him. He ain't say, "Is it me you're looking for?" He was like, "Hello, I just got to let you know."
Right.
Hey man.
That video's a
But hey,
classic.
this video is a classic. Look it up if you don't know what we're talking about. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you're probably too young anyway. You
Right.
probably
Yeah,
don't need.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just know Nicole Richie, and well,
Right.
you
Exactly.
don't even know how Nicole's
And
mama beat the mistress's ass,
right.
because you don't even know, and
Right.
Lionel's ass all at the same time.
Exactly. And the crazy thing, the girl that was in the video, she was also in the Thriller video. Ola Ray. She was a
Was that
Playboy
Ola?
playmate. Yeah, that was Ola Ray.
I didn't know that was Ola in the. You learn something every
Yeah,
day. I didn't know
yeah.
that was Ola
It
in
was
the.
only
I
like
did
one
not know
black
that.
woman. It was only one black video vixen. She was in everybody's video.
Hey man,
No
so
Melissa
I thought
Ford.
that
Man.
I thought the episode was pretty interesting
It
last
was.
night. Next week is the finale, so we'll
Yeah,
get to see. It looks like there's going to be a lot going on in there, and like you said, the Landry's black daughter comes in there, and that's Charlie's nemesis, and we haven't seen her all
right,
season. And
right,
last season, she left, pretty abruptly with the pandemic
right.
going on. So we'll definitely see what's going on. But I look forward to it. Also, don't forget to join us on Monday as we discuss Insecure episode 4, and then we will be back here again on Wednesday to wrap up Queen Sugar with the season
That's
finale and
right.
our pre-recorded session. So, hey, thank you everybody. Garland, this was a good one. 2 days in a row, man. It's like I haven't seen you in forever. So I guess I'll see you next Monday. Hey, go Ravens.
Go
Tomorrow
Ravens.
night down in Miami. This is the classic letdown game for them. But
Going on
the
right
culture has changed with Lamar there, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, half
Hopefully
of
they'll
Baltimore
win.
City's already dead. That's all I've been seeing on my feed is everybody on a plane
Always,
going to Miami. So
always,
yeah,
always on a Thursday night game. Ugh.
right,
Anyway, but once
right.
again, this is All Things Black with Garland and Calvin. I'm Calvin. He's Garland.
Hello.
Championship belt, y'all. Championship belt. Hey, and don't forget, I don't play Garland this week in fantasy, but y'all saw it yesterday. Y'all saw how I stomped them out in
That's a
fantasy last
shame.
weekend. So,
Hello. That's how I pick my lineup. Is it me you're looking
hey,
for?
everybody have a good evening. All right, Garland. I'll see you later, man.